So, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Domits podcast. And it's me, Dan. And of course,
It's Giel. Welcome back, guys. Here we are.
welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the product, kind of like what's going to happen next, what's on the horizon.
Yeah, basically, we are currently developing, as you know, the PMS system. And recently, we've been very happy with the production. So we thought it would be good to have a little chat about the progress and especially the future of our product, because we think it's very important to map ahead, think about the future.
Yeah, correct.
So yeah, I just wanted to talk about some quick ideas we have for the future, some quick features we want to add. In the coming months.
Yeah, because at this point in time, there's already plenty of features for to get the PMS kind of on.
The essential PMS
on
features
and
are pretty
flowing.
much finished.
Yeah. So if you're interested,
Check out our website,
check it
domits.com.
out. You can already use it.
No, we just wanted to talk about, we have the PMS essentials now. So think about,
Yeah.
you can upload a listing, you can manage that listing, you can import your calendars from Airbnb, for example, to map them to Domits. We have a basic task management system where you can implement tasks like, hey, I need to clean after this guest leaves, etc. We have a unified inbox where you can get messages now from other Domits clients and from WhatsApp.
And even WhatsApp, yeah.
Yeah, and now we want to extend basically all those functionalities. So
Yeah.
think about, for example, when you onboard a listing, what if you onboard somebody who has 20 listings? You know, we don't want somebody to have to
One by one, imagine sitting
manually
there.
put in 20 listings.
Yeah.
So we're thinking about how we can improve that. How we maybe using a template, maybe
Yeah.
copying data, maybe pulling it from Airbnb directly, for example. That's one of the features we're thinking about. So we're really trying to scale our product for a property manager. So for example, somebody with 20 properties, or let's say 50 properties.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a really big step. So I think it's now usable for hosts. So people who have
Absolutely. Already at this
maybe
point,
like
yeah.
one or two or three houses, because putting in three houses which are different isn't really that hard.
Yeah.
But if you have, for example, a house with 5 different rooms which you are separately renting out, then it's really easy to have like the multi-listing stuff.
True.
Um,
So I'd say the first kind of thing upcoming wise is I'd say channel management as well. The channel
Yes,
manager is
definitely.
really important.
Definitely, that would be
Yeah.
kind of still part of V1, so to say. So with the host, basically what channel management is connecting to other channels. So like I said, Airbnb, Booking, think Vrbo, Expedia, whatever. Holido, yeah, that's the one we're working on
Yeah,
now because
that's the
it
first
has a
one.
little bit less requirements. But basically what we do is we connect to it and we pull listings. So for example, as a host, if you have a listing on Holido, we put it on Domits, and then if somebody books it on Domits, it has to be updated on Holido as well. So it's a two-way connection.
Yeah.
I think that's the main priority right now, together with a direct booking website builder. So we allow hosts to create their own website, which is a very good feature.
Yeah. So website builder.
Yeah,
for each
those
person.
are like the main features
That's
which are
great.
still in the pipeline for V1. But most of the PMS essentials, like I said, are finished now, and we really want to look ahead.
Yeah.
So we also listen to client requests. For example, we have one client who is really heavily invested in the task management system. So it's functional now, but there's a lot of functionality to be added. And we work very closely with the client to discuss that future.
Yeah, exactly.
Like where do we want to go? What steps do we want to take? Why do we want to make certain steps? And I think, we're now starting to take baby steps into that property management level.
Because at this point in time, the task manager pretty much has the main host, so the owner of the property managing the whole system through the PMS, and then you have the co-host, right? So a person that could also has limited kind of features, so to say, within the system.
Yeah, this is not implemented yet, but this is this is one of the main priorities of next phase. One of the first ones we're going to tackle, which is called IAM. It is identity and access management. Basically, what it means, like you said, you have one single host who runs the app.
Yeah.
He can put on listings, edit listings, but then you have a co-host which can log into the same account or to the same stuff with a different account. We have to see how we do it. But then he can, for example, only react to messages, only change the tasks, but he can't change listings, see the host settings, you know.
So that's pretty much going to be the, so to say, cleaners and maintenance people that
For example,
will observe those tasks that are necessary to be done.
Yeah.
And they can change the kind of like if it's done or not, what needs to be done.
Yeah, it will
still.
change. It will change the PMS from being run by a single person to allowing a person to, for example, if you have people working for you, like a pool cleaner, for example, you can put either automated tasks, which come every time. Like, for example, when a guest checks out, you automatically want the room to be cleaned. Then you can automatically create a task within the task management, and then the cleaner will be notified, who is assigned. They will be notified, like, hey, I have to clean there.
Yeah, I think it's super useful. It's both useful for the cleaners and maintenance people and the host.
Yeah, so it begins with the IAM compliance, like the IAM stuff, allowing cleaners, etc., to be in the app. And then after that, we're going to extend to the property managers. So with tasks, for example, like I said, automated tasks, because you don't want to create a cleaning task every time somebody leaves. So that needs to be automated. Think about pool cleanings, smoke detectors, lights that break, a table that breaks into, I don't know.
Yeah, tap is leaking.
You know, whatever. We can all put that within, the V2.
Yeah. And what else we're going to talk about in the V2? So apart from the task
for example, think about reservations. So our central reservation system.
Oh yeah, because it is active as well. But then, so the next step is the cancellations as well, right?
Yeah, the reservation system already works. And the thing we're working on now, which is still part of V1, is cancellations, giving people their money back when they cancel. And one of the things which is necessary for example, a property owner is we need to start thinking about invoices, reports, data from reservations, email notifications when a reservation is booked. We need to think about, we can move reservations between dates. If you have multiple units, we need to be able to, for example, if you get a reservation for 2 people and you put them in one room, but then you get a reservation for 5 people and you need that room and you have another room for 2 people available, you can
it's still reserved, but then you need to kind of like move them around.
You need to transfer them, and they don't have to know about it because it's almost the same room.
Yeah, it's the same,
no, they don't care, but you have to be able to manage that. So
correct.
I think there's a lot of functionality to be added, but like I said, the PMS essentials are now essentially finished. So now it's just looking at the next phase, seeing which resources we have and how we can.
Yeah. I think it's quite nice to see how product is developing, especially from like on hands-on. And I think hopefully for the listeners. But in general, it's just pretty cool to see how the ship was built, and now it's kind of
it's almost ready to sail out
on water at this point in time. We're just working on the sails.
Yeah, but I mean, there's still a lot of functionality to be either fixed or.
But there's enough functionality to float. That's what I'm
true.
saying.
Yeah. We just need people to row the boat, which is our commercial department.
Yes. I think we should also come back to the website builder. I think it's quite an interesting topic. Because initially we didn't really think about it as much. We were mostly thinking of like, especially PMS functionalities. But in a lot of
extending it, to new functionalities not really outside of the PMS, but it's a big feature.
Because I think it's beneficial for the hosts, in of course, to have their own like at least a landing page. And then in the future, I think if the website builder kind of picks up. And then you could synchronize, kind of have like a calendar on the landing page, like on the website itself, and maybe also an integration with direct booking.
Yeah, what we want to do is basically create a tab within Domits, which lets you create your own website according to a template. Yeah. So you pick where your photos will be located, etc. And then you get basically just a normal private booking website where, for example, you can see your availability calendar, you can use Domits' reservation system. Yeah. Basically, we're implementing a lot of the Domits features within the website, but it's just a private booking website for you without any commission, made via Domits.
Yeah, I think that's amazing.
Yeah, and we have to see when it will be finished. We have to see what will be in our version 1, version 2, etc. But I think if we finish this, we can really onboard a lot of clients because everybody who doesn't have a website
they can
build a website.
Yeah,
and there's nothing negative about a website, especially without commission.
Yeah, and remember how many hideous websites we've seen.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of website where we were like, damn, like sure you're fully booked,
Yeah.
but the website doesn't look good.
And I'm scared. I'm even scared to think about the fact that people paid for this design or something, right? A lot of outdated stuff, a lot of stuff that it just has like it's a nice looking website, for example. But
It works, but it's just not.
yeah, and then the only thing that they have, even if it's an exceptionally looking website, they're missing something, and that something is like direct booking and calendar, for example, because people can actually look at it. From what I see in a lot of those good-looking
Just
websites,
inquiry.
yeah, it's just the usual kind of fill out the form and
Email me and we'll see if
we'll
we
get back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think also to think about dynamic pricing, for example. It's not currently in Domits. It's a really big feature, but that's also something which could really set us apart because
for the RMS, you mean?
Yeah, because dynamic pricing is, especially for people who have a flat rate on their website, you're essentially leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
Because of course you can be fully booked with a flat rate, but maybe you could be fully booked with an increase in price.
Yeah, and so RMS, of course, the revenue management system.
Yes.
And in this point in time, it is within the PMS already.
Yeah, we have a revenue management system, as in you can pay and we can get the money, etc. But
and it gives you like a rundown of all the information. So like the ADR, average daily rate, the RevPAR, revenue per available room. So those.
Yeah, we have graphs showing you all the data. So that works. But now we want to transition it to the system, thinking of prices, thinking of, okay, what season is it? Where are we located? Are there events nearby? Whatever.
Yeah.
Which is really hard. It's
really hard, but it's whenever it's in place, it's super beneficial.
Yep. So I think, one of the main priority now is definitely the website builder and the channel management. And then after that, we'll see. We have, of course, different developers working on different capabilities, but I think every capability has a future.
Shout out to the
and we know what
team.
future. What did you say? Sorry.
I said shout out to the engineering team.
Shout out to the engineering team.
They're
always
working nonstop.
Yep. And I'm as a product manager, I plan everything, so I have a good vision of what feature needs to be implemented per capability. Like I said, for example, CRS, you also have to think about, like I said, the emails. You have to think about the communication between guests. You have to think about the payments. So there's a lot of different aspects which come to mind, which are not necessarily reservation-based, but they are part of the central reservation system.
Yeah, that's the CRS. Yeah.
So I think the future is bright, but I think we're also very proud of what we've made so far.
Yeah. Let's so to say look back, turn around and look back at it, and kind of appreciate the journey that already happened.
Yeah, let's be happy that we're on a floating boat. Let's see where we can drive it, sail it, drive it. Nice. I always say that, drive the boat. Yep. How do you see it as head of marketing? How do you see it from a marketing perspective?
I think that there is finally enough of stuff to actually show off and interest the potential users. I think there's already good amount to show. Of course, there's more to come, and I think the moment that we actually have the channel manager, this is where it's already like a
the channel manager is the main thing.
Yes,
and also once we get one connection established, of course some have harder requirements, but as soon as we get Holiday, I think it will be easier. To get the others.
But the fact is, indeed, we need the channel manager to kind of. To round
and the
it
direct
up
booking,
completely,
and the booking website.
Yeah,
if we have those two, then
then it's great. But it's already like we need to appreciate the amount of work that has been done and the amount of features that are actually already in place.
I think it's good to look ahead, but it's also important.
So I'm happy. I'm gonna say I'm happy.
I'm happy too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we have like a nice communication between how, for example, the whole thing with the task manager, for example, and the unified inbox WhatsApp integration. It's pretty much feedback from potential users and potential customers.
Yeah, which is translated into work for developers.
Exactly. So somebody's pain point was that there's so many communication kind of bases within WhatsApp. And then in my case, it was the pain point of, but cleaning, maintenance, how am I going to take care of that? What's the management behind that? And then now it's visible and feasible,
I think we can be happy.
Yeah.
And in the future, I think we'll do another podcast on the future of the product.
Yeah, of course.
I hope for now you have an idea of some of the things we're working on and some of the things which are coming. you can always check out our YouTube. We do product videos there of features which are implemented. So you can see kind of a backlog of features. I've also done a full platform demo showing all the features we have. It's not really outdated now, but it's like 3 weeks ago, and we currently have
No,
new
but still, it's
Yep.
it's good to see the clicks where it goes, where it shows you how it works.
All right. I think we can wrap it up.
Yeah, and then we're gonna continue to update you on the product, the same way how we do it internally within the bi-weekly presentations by yours truly, Heel.
The one and only. I
But
try to
then-
update the whole team basically on what has been finished, what are we working on, what is in the pipeline for the future. Maybe I'll upload one of those presentations to the YouTube one day.
Yeah, great. And then
So guys, subscribe to our YouTube, domits.com. I'm pointing at the camera, which doesn't exist. But,
yet we might have cameras.
That's true. That's true. And we also have another podcast. I think it will be uploaded before this one with our first special guest.
Yes, correct.
So if you hear this, go listen to it. It was really cool.
The sound might not be the same as here because it was online.
But it was somebody from Malta, so it's far away. So,
So
it was cool
had
to talk to him. I think he was very knowledgeable about what we spoke about. I'm not going to spoil anything, so be sure to listen to it. And thanks for listening.
Yeah, and I'd say it's going to come out after this episode. But yeah, so give it a listen. Hopefully you guys are going to be excited.
Pretty long.
Yeah.
But that's
But you're going to enjoy it the same way how you enjoyed it this one.
That's
so
true.
Thank you for listening, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.